And howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of Wandering Throttle. Now today we'll be heading from the Wandering Garage down to Barnard Castle. Now that'll take us through places like Wolverstone, Darlington, Yarm, before heading on to Barnard Castle. From there we'll probably head up towards West Auckland and home that way. However, we are meeting up with Mr. and Mrs. Bob at Barnard Castle, so all of that could change. The purpose of today's ride is to try and get Mrs. Throttle a little bit more comfortable on the back of the Indian. For anybody who's been watching the channel a while, you'll know that before the Indian I had a Suzuki Intruder. Now the pillion seat for the Suzuki was a little bit wider, a little bit longer, and the sissy bar was a bit taller too. With the Scotland trip coming up in just a couple of weeks, it is important that Mrs. Throttle is just as comfortable as I am. I'll tell you a little bit more about that once we get out on the road. Come on, let's go. So we're just pulling out of Wolverstone Services, a quick stop to grab some fuel and a drink before carrying on. Now Wolverstone Services sits just off the A19, slightly north of Teesside. Now it's not one big flashy one-way stop, but it's a little handy hub where you can grab food, refuel and have a bit of a rest. Fun fact about Wolverstone Services, so the Horizon Flames motorcycle group do a group ride from here every weekend. I've been around to a couple, it's quite good. So we're currently on the A19 heading south towards Darlington. Now on this stretch of road you can't miss the Tees flyover. It's a huge bridge made of concrete and steel, and it carries the A19 over the River Tees. Now it was constructed between 1973 and 1975. It's about 3 kilometres long with 68 spans, its largest being 178 metres that goes over the river itself. Now the bridge was built high enough to allow ships to pass underneath it, even though the ports upstream at Stockton were already becoming redundant at the time. Today it carries 100,000 vehicles across the River Tees each day, making it one of the busiest crossings in the region. Locomotive, I think. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Whoops. If you look off to the right, a brick train. Well, if it wasn't obscured by trees, you'd see brick locomotive, or the brick train as it's more commonly known. Now this beast was erected back in 1997 by artist David Mack, and it's modelled on the Mallard train. That's the legendary steam locomotive that set the UK speed record. I realised my last video was about the fastest man on water, and now I'm doing a bit about the fastest train. But hey ho. Now Mac didn't mess about with this structure. It's about 40 metres long, it's 7 metres high, and it's made entirely of brick. There's about 185,000 bricks there. One of the little details to it, and a hidden gem, is that some of the structure is built out of a specially designed brick that bats can roost in. Now, only in Teesside would you get a high-speed train made of brick that doubles as a bat hotel.
It's slightly bigger, I think. I think I'll go right away there, Chief. McDonald's. I'm just going to go, fuck it. So I'm sure she said go left in here. There we go.
So we arrived at Barnard Castle and met up with Mr. and Mrs. Bob for a quick bite to eat. Now, before I continue, you might see that I'm wearing slightly different clothes to what I was at the start of the video. Slight continuity issue there, and also the bike might look slightly different too, but I'll come on to that at the end. So after speaking with Mr. Bob, we decided to take a slightly different route home. So this was the original route. We were going to head up towards West Auckland and home that way. However, after speaking with Mr. Bob, we decided to take the old Roman road up towards Stanhope. Now, the old Roman road is a 2,000-year-old route that went from the Roman fort down in Bowes up to the Roman fort at West Auckland. Now, these roads are stereotypically Roman. They're straight, they're hilly, but they are the most efficient way to get from A to B. Now, coming across the Pennines, it is a very desolate landscape. There's not a lot around you other than a few rogue sheep. It's definitely somewhere I would recommend heading as a biker though, because it's a really enjoyable experience to ride. However, there are some very technical routes too, especially when you get up towards Stanhope. You come across a lot of switchbacks, usually on a very tight gradient and usually on very steep hills. Bit wide, but I'll take it. Whee! One more right at the bottom. Now, as we come down into Stanhope, you'll come across Stanhope Ford. Now the fort itself has actually been closed for a few years and you've got to take a slight detour around. However, coming into Stanhope, it is a beautiful little market town. It dates back to about the 12th century and it's still got that rustic Weardale Valley charm. I mentioned at the start of the video that the purpose of the ride was to try and get Mrs. Throttle a little bit more comfortable on the back of the Indian, and this was part of that. So during the course of this video, I have bought and installed a motor covers seat on the back of the Indian. Now, although I didn't have it for the Barnard Castle ride, me and Mrs. Throttle took a ride at the weekend and she absolutely loved it. It made the ride a lot more enjoyable for her and meant that she could get a few more hours in the saddle before having to get up and stretch her legs. So if anybody is thinking about it, I would definitely recommend a Moto Covers. I would also like to say I'm not sponsored by them in any way. Right, on that note, I'm going to continue the prep work for Scotland. So I'm going to go for a brew. I'll see you in a few.